minority omo de nsema ba betudwa yenim se enche ye bia na security services e Ghana ha omo efa nipa dodo na e Ghana ha say a lot of people applied ebi mo top forms no across all the security services and omutua 220 Ghana cedis na se update e free mu eba ne say 113.7 million Ghana cedis e revenue a aban etimi generate and I say all the security forces omutimi generate ye o kan nyina ebomu a e wo honom ama se minority almost so many in because out of 517,000 plus applicants, 1% penny a fire, about 5,000 of it any a fire, and no enama nipaduana or mubufu omu eja Ghana has say or any engine the course no minority aside in some about two just said a they are demanding say obia genie sika bia 220 ebimu try up to 660 crowd plus because they want to see say wait me nya ha be fa na hamfa minority in some atudwa say interior ministry omo hwe na omo security forces no muntua omo sika back emfa mo yenko ne gotie minority minority group omo parliament omo nsem omo di tudwa na yemra sese
and further call for the following urgent actions. Number 1, and first, there must be an independent bipartisan probe into the entire centralized recruitment process for immediate and appropriate review before we continue. And number 2, very, very importantly, responding to the plight of the 500,000 potential recruits who have been scammed, we demand the government must refund the application fees of 220 cedis per application form to all applicants who were disqualified through knocked out technology constraints, who were disqualified not because they did not qualify, but because of the problematic nature of the aptitude tests by the questionable recruitment process. They must all be restored to every amount they lost. And here, to put it in perspective, most of the applicants will tell you that they bought 2, 3, some even 4 forms to all the security agencies. So for the person who bought 3 forms to Ghana Police Service, to Immigration, and to Ghana Fire Service, such a person has lost 660 cedis, not to talk of the cost of traveling to recruitment centers. All these costs have been put in place, and all their traveling up and down, even the cost of going to the internet cafe, all these trauma having endured, you turn around to tell them you have space for only 5,000. Pay back their 220. Refund the 113 million cedis the government has mailed from the unemployed, unsuspecting, innocent, hardworking young men and women in this country. This is a serious national security threat. They are in despair. And if something is not done about it, and over 400,000 youth hit the streets, what is going to happen? It will be chaos. Already we have national security threat, unemployment on our hands. You promised them jobs. You didn't add any conditions. Then you turn around, you politically expand the age limit from 25 to 35, signaling that there is more room and more access, more financial clearance, which was a lie. You knew from the very beginning you were recruiting only 5,000. And yet you did all this to lure 500,000 people, took their money, milked them 113 million cedis and over, only to turn around yesterday, after you had knocked them out by technology and internet disruptions from the aptitude tests, you tell them that you have only 5,000. Yesterday, the minister also said something that was quite troubling. He even made allusion to the fact that they have introduced this system to eliminate persons that they perceive to have mental challenges and drug challenges, not to enter to exacerbate the already mental challenges that they have in the. We beg to differ. We on the minority side cannot undermine our men and women in uniform. We are proud to say that the men and women in uniform in all our security agencies are of sound mind. And these are patriotic people who are selflessly devoted to the protection of our land. You don't undermine them publicly, internationally in such a manner. And the question we're asking is, which aspect of the aptitude test had psychometric and psychiatric assessment that disqualified 400,000 people that they deem to be mentally unfit? That is most ridiculous. So we are demanding the refund to all of them. This is not partisan. Everybody who has been treated who has been scammed in such a manner must be refunded their full funds, and then probe is conducted, and then we take it from there. Thank you very much.
So over 500,000 applicants will be at 220 Ghana cedis. And crown 113,000.7 million Ghana cedis. Sikanimu dupa enti minority chiremu ase enya de ese mo ye ese nka mo be for mo na den na mutimi ebie mu anipa dodo sei apply. Now on your screens interior minister honorable Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed. Now, updates be by 30,000 NDC supporters have qualified for medicals. Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed, Interior Minister. I beto ja na nipa dodo na kasa de fa ho say, nipa 30,000. Nipa 30,000 is wo nyina NDC for enti omo maka omo so Ghana for omo nya NDC for no be omo den. But see update by chiremu a no kura bi anim na amanfo omo dia omo nya asem ni ntum se honorable edi release abasa nya no kure no omo chiremu a edrumre bi se yento de me kan say years anipa na di age a ye de apply for me kan say recruitment process no Emma eno ebeye ensem bebre wo Ghana ha say what is a minority eka say we can't compromise with our security na emom mutimi agitum say yentum enko nanimu dia na yese mu biem say nipa dodo na apply a eno na minority for kiremu a job for the boys say see there interior ministry omo the update about kiremu a no kura bia anim 30,000 NDC supporters omo apply for security forces and as agent security forces Ghana has say 30,000 omo pass it through medicals no because by say bi mo ho omo security it may disqualify omo enti eno ebeye updates na ye to so in NDC omo ankasa mu a lot of them omo start kasa about the rate of unemployment in Ghana ha Gabriela Tete Mrs. Gabriela Tete ordinance sama baba betu dwatire mu se nipa 500,000 plus apply for adwuma Ghana ha na mu 5,000 penny be for mu a na chese aban ni wa adwuma ye ono de start the free aban aba ko nyina ho se omu nyina na adwuma eda ho se wo se nkomo ye quickly ni be akotie Mrs. Gabriela Tete ono communications for the National Democratic Congress ni emra CCA.
Yes, unemployment has, for the greater part of the last decade, been a big challenge for all successive governments, and the current NDC administration is no exception to it. I mean, from the time that we're developing the manifesto, 2024 manifesto, the people, we made mention of initiatives aside security employment that will be made available to the young people, and those initiatives are already being deployed by the various agencies. We have the Ejumoro program with the NEIP. We have the apprenticeship program under the Youth Authority. We have the YEA also going through different kind of models together with support from private sector to create jobs for the youth. And of course, we've also have this security recruitment for those who are interested in joining the security. But what this tells you, listen to what the Interior Minister said, was that as a country, we need to be more particular about creating jobs for the youth. But it's worrying that 500,000 people are applying to positions that only 1% can be accepted to. That is worrying. We couldn't even make it even 10%, which would have been 50,000, because don't forget that recruitment into the security services is also an item on the central government's budget. And there's a limit to how much fiscal space government can take in recruiting more people into the public service. And that is why these initiatives, especially the youth-driven initiatives, are very important. Now, aside these youth-driven initiatives, I think that government rollout of some of the other programs that we've started, like the 24-hour economy bill, act that was passed by Parliament, we should quickly implement those programs so that the young people of this country can benefit. There is a challenge on our hands. Let nobody kid themselves that we don't have a youth unemployment issue. We do have a youth unemployment issue. The statistics indicate that between 20 to 22% of our young people are looking for jobs. And it is the reality. And that is what we have as a government since His Excellency John Dramani Mahama came into office, tried to focus his attention on. One of the reasons why they've been appointed so many young people is to create the impression to the young people that we have more vibrant young people here who understand you and are here to try and address your challenges. But as I said, 500,000 people applying for a position of just 5,000 is a big problem.
You're saying that
now, for us as a party, this has been a very big challenge for us over the last couple of days. Because, you see, when we go out to campaign, we go with promises we are going to help with jobs, and especially when you go into communities, and we assured people that we are going to now bring security positions, which was a very good thing, because initially the plan was that at least every district should have minimum about 2,000 people from those districts to help with the security of the districts across the whole country. And that would have been good opportunity for us to employ all these people. But government is limited in this fiscal year, especially under an IMF program. And so we're unable to actually execute that in its entirety. Now only 5,000 people can go in phase one. Those who have passed the test and now are going for medicals, we have 105,000 of them. What happens to the 105,000? The administration says that, okay, His Excellency instructed the Interior Minister that, okay, those who are not going to make it, we keep their names in the database for the next recruitment exercise.
He did mention it.
So they will no longer go through the process of buying forms, going through aptitude tests and all these things, because they've already pre-qualified for medicals. And then from that onset onwards, the next recruitment exercise, priority will be given to those people.
Yes.
All right, the Regional Communications Director for the National Democratic Congress, Gabriela Tete, and Yekuti Nisemwa, or the Etu Jachirimwa, a Juma Sompa, na Ababeto, a government be Obeba Ghana ha, Ababeto, so say Obeshe na wa kebe the unemployment rate, Ghana has say because say nipa 500,000 plus a pay Jumana, a move 5,000 penny every farmer because soya mass now 517,000. Yeah, 5,000 free. Rebecca 512,000. As a Nipane doors, Yamfa or more Ejuma, a Ghana has a Intiano, and someone or the Etuja. So never be say, and you can say, no party sem, and you can say, no partisan, or see when you who say the lives of the youth, and who here say, you bet me, Ashena, Yabomo, a honumetiano. And someone a mammy, a de Etuja, a honum no. Quickly, yes, sorry, in some ways.